I would put more, but
All right, what's going on, Lego YouTube and Bio YouTube? It's me, Zach Kaplan, going live here with Thrawns Revenge from Instagram or Thrawns Terminal on YouTube. You guys might remember him as my buddy that I did the BrickCon vlogs with about 10 years ago. We have two concurrent viewers, but as goes with every stream, I'm sure people are going to start pouring in. Um, awesome. Let me know if everything's running well. It looks like it. Cool. So, um, I finished the Assembly Square last night after the live stream, and today we're having my buddy. He's also on Rebrickable under Thrawns Revenge, and we'll look through his mocks and we'll just talk Lego and everything. And glad to have all you here. BioScrawl, good to see you. Yoni,
what's
you wanna introduce yourself? I guess is what you do.
yeah. Hello, I'm Thrawn's Revenge,
Thrawns
or also
Revenge.
known as Thrawn on most. Uh, oh my God, that link is so big, bro.
Yeah.
Um, I've been friends with Zach for a long time. I was in the BrickCon videos, but I've mostly been not using my real name for the socials because I've been talking to a lot of streamers, so easier to not use my actual information. Um, I mostly just right now have been doing Star Wars mocks for fun. Um, it started like a couple of months ago. I was posting a bunch of stuff on Reddit, and then people ended up really liking my Reddit work. So I started getting paid for making instructions, and then I got paid for a bunch of commissioned designs. And now I'm here.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm sure a lot of you guys watching right now are aware of like Rebrickable. That's where you can find a lot of his stuff. Um, Pretty much all on there, right? And Etsy, I guess, too, right?
I mean, yeah, Etsy's the streamers because I make minis of streamers, and then Rebrickable is the actual instructions that I don't have as sets.
No worries, no worries. Um, so yeah, guys. Basically, I believe like a lot of what your mocks are like based on a lot of Battlefront, right? Like Battlefront 2, the original.
I have some Battlefront, yeah. It's a lot of Legends stuff. So extended universe that isn't canon anymore.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, yeah, people are tuning in. We're at 5 now. Paraka Avok, good to see you once again, Man in Black. And yeah, guys, later tonight I'll be going live as well with some of the other like biotubers. I'm in a Discord with them as well, talking about everything. Right now, I actually just got started on Lego Creators, the bookshop, set 10270. This is 2,500 pieces or so. We'll see how long it takes me to do this one, but I'm sure I
Oh,
will
is that the
finish
one
it
with
tonight.
the birch tree on it?
Yeah, birch tree, and it's called like birch books. It's like one of the only modulars that actually has a tree. It's kind of weird though, because it's birch. It's like white and all that, but
Yeah, I
we'll
think
see
it's
how it
dope.
looks. Yeah,
It's a good design.
yeah, it is. It is. Um, DXL the poet 429. Good to see you. Um, yeah, honestly, if you want to, here, let me see. If you want to, Yoni, you can kind of show some of the stuff. Or sorry, if you want to, you can go ahead and
Yeah.
show some of the stuff like you've been working on, if you
Yeah,
feel.
sure. Do you want me to screen share it?
Yeah, it's probably best.
I can screen share it.
Yeah, and I can also make it larger as well. I think through OBS.
Yeah. Screen share. Hold on.
Cool. We got some more viewers.
I'm gonna screen share it on a different
Mark
tab.
Buse, good to see you. Yeah, for all you just joining, this is my good friend from the BrickCon vlogs. He's on Instagram at Thrawns Revenge and also on Rebrickable. And he does have a YouTube account, Thrawns Terminal. It's in the it's in the video title as well as I've tagged him in the video description. But basically, he does a lot of mocks online, a lot of Star Wars stuff. And yeah, I just figured I'd give him this plug and show you guys kind of what he's been up to. This is his Instagram page for those of you who
Yeah.
are curious. You can go through like
So I
each
could
one.
start I could
Yeah.
start at like the beginning.
No, yeah,
Um,
just do it.
Hold on. I have to go super far back.
No worries.
Yeah, so I started like mostly making small little designs that I had already done for myself. It all started through Reddit because I was like, I had nothing better to do. Um, and oop, uh, so here's my Reddit stuff. Um, I mostly have been I try to post like every day as often as I can. I got the MAAT from Forces of Corruption that I got commissioned to make. I did the ATXT from Star Wars, the Old Republic video games.
Yeah.
Not the Old Republic, the Clone Wars video
Clone
games.
Wars, yeah.
So there was the Episode 2 Clone Wars video game tie-in. So here's some of the streamers that I made. If you guys know who Soviet Womble is, I started off by making a little version of him, and ended up contacting him and getting in touch with some of his friends.
There you go. Did he like it?
He did really like it. I asked him if I could make it as a proper model, but he did not allow me to do that. So a little upsetting. Well, the Soviet Womble, the Womble itself is a trademark by Britain.
Oh.
So I was not allowed to make it due to copyright issues.
Yeah, totally.
And then I have ZF Cyanide as well.
Yeah, that one's
who
great.
he hasn't actually seen this yet. I hope to get in contact with him at some point, but I haven't gotten around to it. This is ZF Bavin.
I wonder if anyone in the chat knows who these people are. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, Soviet Womble's at like 2-3 million subscribers, I want to say.
Alright, so where's the PewDiePie one?
PewDiePie? No, I couldn't do PewDiePie. I mean, he already has the brand deal with U2s or whatever the fuck.
You never know if you made a Lego of him and it got onto his Reddit, but no, yeah, no worries.
No, I don't want to deal with that. They're too big. He's too big. I don't want to deal with them.
Totally.
Not that I don't like his stuff, but
let's look at more.
Here's here's CF Mag. Here's another streamer. Yeah, I mostly do. Most of these are commissioned. So there's a specific group of dudes who like look through my stuff on Reddit and they'll DM me like, "Hey, here's a design that I'd like you to make. Here's roughly how many pieces. Here's how accurate I want it to be." And they'll send me money for it.
That's awesome.
So it's all commissioned work. A lot of these, or it's either commissioned work or it's custom work. So like if I have no commissions, I'll just do stuff for fun. Totally. Like for example, this is one of the mocks I'm working on right now.
Yeah, that's
the Imperial submarine from the Darth Vader comics. I have the parts coming in. They just haven't arrived yet.
Yeah. Wow.
So hopefully that arrives soon. And then my most recent commission was this one, which is the Canderous class assault tank from Forces of Corruption.
Wow, that looks insane. Dude,
and they all have fully made interiors and everything.
Let's see the Daft Punk. Let's see the Daft Punk guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
I actually had a guy contact me and be like, "Hey, I'd like you to make these for me 100% custom and send it to me because my dad's really upset that they disbanded." Yeah. So the parts aren't here yet, and I have to spray paint them, which is going to suck.
I feel like that would be something a lot of Lego, like, just normal Lego fans in general would love to buy,
Yeah, I think so too.
It's like pop figures, but for Lego, and they've been doing them, but like they could keep doing them.
Yeah, I personally don't like pop figures. I find pop figures super boring.
I'm sure.
But I mean, to each their own, And this is my new icon that I use now. It was commissioned by a streamer friend that I've been hanging out with. So she's super nice. I paid her like the full price for it and everything, and paid for licensing costs. So I'll be able to have this on like my actual products and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's a little.
And then this was another commission I did for another ZF clan member.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Is my first brick built animal, which sucked.
That's insane. Do you use any sort of technique, or is it pretty much all brick? I can tell you have some joints.
It's all brick. It's 100% brick. Yeah. Um,
That's nuts.
yeah, it's based off of his Giga from the video game The Isle, which is kind of like it's like a dinosaur simulator where uh you basically like try to kill other dinosaurs, and some people take it like really seriously, where you like, oh, you can only attack a dinosaur if you do like a certain call, and you can only do mating if you do a certain call, and like, I mean, everyone takes it as seriously as they want to, but the ZF clan members are super into it, so
Yeah, that's awesome.
he commissioned me to make it. Hopefully he'll be buying the parts at some point.
Right.
And then here's,
Ba-
huh?
basically, what people do then is like to buy the parts. Did they link Rebrickable with BrickLink, or do they use anything else?
Yeah, so I'll show you. So this is my rebrickable page, which you can see all my information.
Yeah,
And then if you go to see all my mocks, right? Actually, I can just click one. You'll see how much I've sold, which only I'm supposed to see, but it's not that big of a deal. And then I'll have like all of the information of the different parts of the models. So here's like images that I have. Usually I'll use either the customer's images, the person who did the commission, and then I'll put their images up and credit them at the end, or it'll be something that I designed from my own stuff, which then I'll have images of my stuff that I took, and then it's all connected to BrickLink. So if you go to inventory, you'll see how much it costs to build, how many pieces it is,
Okay, yeah.
and everything listed and organized, and that'll be done through the instructions themselves.
That's
So
actually
like you'll,
pretty sweet.
yeah, it's super nice how this works. It makes my life so much easier. I've had some mocks do really well and other mocks not do as well. One of my mocks actually got stolen by Lepin, so that's super cool of them.
Oh my god, what do you mean?
So basically, they took one of my mocks and said, "Oh, that's super cool. What if we just buy it from you as instructions and then sell it on our own store?" So I'll show you AAC Star Wars Lego, right? You go to images. There's mine, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
my version. Here's theirs. They literally just stole it.
Oh my god,
They
dude.
straight up just stole it.
So you gotta be careful, I guess.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's a huge issue with knockoff parts, right? Or knockoff companies is
Oh
they'll
yeah.
see something that's popular and they'll just take it.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, I mean, I personally can't do anything about it.
No, yeah.
So here's like some of the different models that I have. I have a couple of free ones. I have a couple of, and then the rest of them are not free. It's like this Titanic I did for a friend's birthday, and she was super happy that I made this for her.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great.
this was a commission that I did for someone from my World of Tanks clan. He was like, I'd like you to make my favorite tank from World of Tanks." So I ended up making this for him, and I did it at a reduced price as well, because like I knew him, you know.
Totally. That's not bad, yeah. That looks
Based weapon. I mean,
Yeah.
based is a word. I'd
Yeah.
call them some other spicy words, but stealing my stuff.
Dude, oh my god. I mean, yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it sucks. Most of my free stuff that I have on here is usually something either A, the model is really tiny, so it doesn't make sense to like charge a good amount of money for, or it's literally a copy of someone else's design. So, for example, the Octopodera droid. This is just me making a version of something that already exists.
It does look
I
nuts.
So it's based off of Samuel Gutierrez's Flickr account. He basically had this, and he um he didn't have instructions for it, even though people were asking him like, "Hey, can you make instructions for this model?" I think he stopped doing Lego, and one of the people that ended up commissioning me, he asked me to make this model for him. So I told him like, I'm going to charge you more because I can't sell it because this is just literally someone else's design, but I'll make the instructions for you and I'll make the different colorings for you because for some reason, some of these pieces right here, they're like a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, if you look at the inventory,
Oh, because it pulls up BrickLink and it tells you.
yeah, it's $77 for 181 pieces, which is ridiculous. It's a lot of money.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to see what the like super expensive parts were. Yeah, these two pieces alone are 85 cents. This one's $1.
Oh my god.
This one's 65 cents. This one's 7.82.
Why? Just because of the shade? Because I've seen those pieces everywhere.
It's because of how often it is, right? Like when Lego produces a part, when Lego produces a set, they have certain parts that are required in certain colors, right? If a piece is made for a certain set but it isn't used often, the less often it's made and used, the more expensive that part is going to be in the secondhand market.
I'm sure it does vary like between like different BrickLink
and different sellers too. It's going to vary a lot. So yeah, it's ridiculous, but you can easily switch some of these pieces out, right? Like if you don't want it in dark gray, you can switch it to tan, or you can switch it to dark tan, or you can switch it to light gray or black or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
I just gave you the instructions and the parts list and everything you need to do to buy it, and you yourself can like go into it and change the colors if you feel it's necessary.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. There's a guy that I follow. He's on YouTube. He's been doing like Bionicle reviews of all. He bought like sealed sets from 2001 to like 2004 or 5 that he's been going through, and he has a rebrickable too, and he does a lot of like basically the same thing you do. He like has the instructions, and people will buy them off of him, or like people will commission, you know, certain like builds and everything.
Yeah, I do the same, but the difference for me is like the person who's been ordering, it's mainly one person. And he's been ordering just Star Wars.
But that makes sense. I mean, Star Wars is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Scout that you made too. That looks awesome.
The Scout?
Unless that's
Which
not
one?
Yours. Oh no. It's this one.
Oh, the ASP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's epic.
It was weird. It was a weird one that he asked me to do. I ended up doing it for him for free because I was like, it's barely any parts. So like, why am I gonna charge you for this, right?
Yeah, but you never know. Some of these people really want it.
I mean, yeah, my mom was mad about it. She was like, you could charge him money, and I'm like, but it's 90 parts, and it takes me maybe an hour. It's not enough work for it to be worth it.
Yeah, why? I see it says chat is disabled for the stream. BioTube. I don't even understand why that's a thing. What? Show live chat? That is the weird. Oh, it's because I don't have a pop out? Oh, here. There we go. It's on the wrong one. That's why. The live chat should be doing the video, right, BioTube? Let me go ahead.
I mean, I see it.
Yeah,
I can try typing in it.
No, here we go. It's there we go. Now we can.
Yeah, I typed in it just fine.
No, it's fine. I figured it out.
Don't check my YouTube. It's not worth it. I promise. I posted like months ago about Mandalorian. I hope to make
YouTube.
it. No, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Just do it. Yeah, show us a couple more. Scroll through.
Show you some more.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome that you also include the droid in it as well.
Well, I wanted to prove that like you can actually put stuff in it. So here's another one. This one I ended up asking a dude. I asked a dude if he was interested to be my tester. Because like I've been posting a lot of my stuff on Reddit first. Yeah. So I posted on Reddit first, and then see like traction and stuff, and then end up doing it myself. And then I bought a couple of models myself to test them. So this one, I actually had someone else reach out to me and being like, hey, I really like your model. And I was like, well, if you like my model, would you be interested to test it for free? I just want the pictures. So he ended up, I sent him the instructions. He ordered all the parts himself after I sent him the XML file. and then he sent me all the images when he finished
Oh
it and let me
wow.
know if there were any issues, right? Because like the whole reason that the reason it works the way it has, um, is because I ask the person after they commission the model, hey, what are the issues? Is there anything confusing? Is there anything that like you need help with? Are any of the parts too expensive? You know, I try to make it as good of a as good of an experience as possible,
Yeah.
because like some of these models can cost a lot of money. The commissions can end up costing a lot of money, because I charge like roughly $10 an hour, which isn't much, right? Like for artwork, that's pretty cheap. But for me, like I think it's worth it, and I have a lot of fun doing it. Um,
Totally.
so this model ended up turning out really well, um, based off of the um, Battlefront One combat speeder. Yeah, here's the original, right? And
Yeah,
then here's
right?
the Battlefront EA's version remodel. I think this is like a retexture or a redesign that someone else did as a custom.
That looks insanely accurate still.
Thank you. I actually did it because I saw someone else's and was like, I want to try. I want to, I want to give my own shot. You know. Here's another one that someone else made, right?
Right.
And one of the reasons that I ended up making mine is because I checked the inventories of theirs, and they're stupid expensive. Look at this,
Yeah.
$146. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, for the little thing.
And another person's theirs was $170, and mine, if it loads, is $53.
Whoa. I mean, there you
Yep,
go.
a fraction of the cost, which it did on purpose. I still have some expensive parts, right? Like this
Right.
part's like $2. This part's like two
And
dollars.
that's gonna happen.
This
Like
part's 42 cents.
I was going through Bricklink the other day because I wanted to rebuild some of like the Matoran that are in the Matanui Online like Flash animation game because like they released 6 of those like McDonald's ones, but because those
Yeah,
specific pieces for those little funny little looking like Matoran are like so insanely rare, some of them were like $5 for an arm. Like it was gonna cost me upwards of $400 to build 6 of my own like custom little. It was just like, oh my god, it's just like not worth it. But
yeah,
and I think I had a way like I like inspired people to do it because I checked again last week and all the prices have gone up. It's like people are just this whole resurgence. Like you can kind of tell it's kind of like the stock market but for Lego pieces, and you can kind of see like it's insane the people like the interest people have for certain pieces, and like once they go they go. Or if Lego puts out a set that has more of that individual piece in it, maybe a price will go down. It's definitely interesting to watch.
yeah, for sure. I agree. Um, here's another one that I did. This was my main model that got me super popular.
Yeah, I
Is
remember
my
that.
yeah my 2M Saber class. Um, this model I did because I just really liked that tank. I thought it was super dope. So
Yeah.
I decided to make my own version. And this was the first model that I ended up being commissioned for, is because a redditor saw me post this model on Reddit and was like, "Hey, could I have you make custom instructions for this for me?" And I was like, "Sure, but like it's gonna cost you a good amount of money because I've never used Studio before. I've never tried like making my own instructions nor doing like digital work for like profit, right?"
Right.
Um, and so the guy was like super nice about it, and paid me the full price. Um, Super fun vehicle. I really enjoyed making it, and I had it actually at BrickCon.
Oh, yeah,
Like here's
that's right. Would you
the
say
the digital.
would you say like Rebrickable is sort of like better even than like Etsy or DeviantArt or any of the other ones you've used?
Um, I mean, I use them for different things. I use Rebrickable mostly because like um that's where a lot of people get their models from, right? Is like there's a lot of custom models and creations that people have available on here. So that's the main thing that I thoroughly enjoy. Because like there's well-known YouTubers on here that have their models up for sale. Like Mindbrick is one that I have been talking to on Instagram. He's like super nice. He makes some really good models. Brick Vault have a lot of their stuff on here. If anyone knows the Brick Vault YouTube, they put a lot of their models up on here. Um, so this I feel it's better traction here because it's specifically for Lego, where Etsy, although it gets a lot of traction for people who want like knickknacks and stuff, it's a lot harder to sell actual models because like it costs a certain amount of money to build this, right?
Totally.
Um, so for this model, for example, my 2M repulsor tank, $86, right? So if I had to put it up on Etsy and make a profit off of it, it would cost a lot more. So like doing bigger models right now don't make sense for me.
Yeah.
Where like companies like Brickmania, right? They do World War II custom sets.
Yeah.
They're able to charge, $170, $200 for an 800-piece set because they're doing so much work other than just the bricks themselves, custom printing, custom 3D printed tracks, and custom printed weapons and barrels and turrets and all that stuff. And they have like their own printed boxes and all that. So it's a lot more work.
Yeah. What about people like Brick Arms? Is that they just 3D print and that's kind of just how they tell?
Yeah, Brick Arms. Well, they don't 3D print. They do injection molding. It's the same way that Lego does their models, like their bricks and stuff. But they do it like a third-party injection molding. Brick Arms. Last time I talked to the guy who's in charge of Brick Arms, he doesn't even sell the weapons himself anymore.
Really? Wasn't it like a family?
Yeah, it's a family. It was like his business he was doing in his garage originally. And he got to the point that he was so popular, he doesn't sell them himself anymore. He sells them wholesale to other people, like in bulk.
And then they go on and sell them?
And they sell it for him at full price.
And he'll have
he'll
have his own cut, basically?
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine that. That's pretty wild.
I mean, yeah, he's doing well for himself. I think Brick Arms for him now is like went from like a hobby to almost a full-time business.
Yeah, I'm sure it's definitely helps him like do other things too, though. Now that he can have other people do a lot of the work. I mean, that's like the heavy lifting part is getting it sold, generally.
Yeah, definitely. My main issue has been the fact that like a lot of the Etsy stuff that I've been selling has been through international stuff. So a lot of the streamers that I've been talking to, a lot of them are European. So most of my models get sent to Europe, which is kind of expensive, but that's why I don't have free shipping.
No, yeah, definitely.
Because free shipping on that would be painful for me. I would make nothing out of it. I can show you that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Instagram, Etsy. So this is my Etsy store, where I have different models.
All right.
So this is I don't have much because I'm only just starting out.
I like the second tank that you have there.
The second one?
Star Wars, yeah.
Which one?
The wait, I'll remember. It's the Hag M from the
the Hag M. Yeah.
Honestly, and the tie next to it.
The tie mauler, yeah.
Click on the tie mauler. Go through that. That's kind of like dude, that's something that's better than the version that Lego made.
But Lego didn't make a tie mauler. They made the tie crawler instead.
The crawler, yeah.
Yeah.
Like cooler.
The mauler is more obscure than the crawler. I have a custom crawler model. I just haven't gotten out of my way to build one.
Even the crawler though is something like it was interesting that Lego decided to make something like that.
It's their only not their only. No, one of their only extended universe Lego sets they ever did.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild because they don't do non-canon stuff very often.
Right, and especially since I'm sure Disney has a big say in it too. It's like, what are they? That's pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, I think they did it more of just like to try it out, test the waters and see how it goes.
Right.
Yeah, these are all just like I only have 4 instructions on here because I'm testing to see if instructions are popular enough here. I've only had like 1 instruction sales. All the rest of the sales have been the minis. These like brickhead looking models. those have been selling the most, and most of the
That's
people who've been buying
interesting.
them.
I guess because people they want to have their own like the characters, that they like.
Well, the main reason that it's been working out that way is because I talked to the streamers first, right?
Yeah.
I made the model of the streamer. I sent the model to the streamer. I was like, "Hey, is it okay if I A, make this of you, B, sell it online, and C, have it as like a proper model on an Etsy store?" And then when I get the okay, I post on the streamers' discords, and then some of the streamers are like very nice and they'll post during their live streams on Twitch. They'll like post about it, right?
Right.
Um, so that's mostly how that's been working out. So the most popular one has been the Ryukaru model. She's a VTuber on Twitch.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of video games with her.
That's a whole thing right now.
Yeah, they're great. I personally love VTubers. I think they're awesome. So this model has been one of the more popular ones. Same with the Bavin model. These two have been the most popular ones.
Yeah.
And they've been, very accepting of me making these, and like they'll post about it in their own streams and stuff, and so that's been a lot of fun. My garage right now has like a bunch of Lego parts all in bags with like different organizations and stuff, so I can get the kits out when people order them.
That's true. I mean, that's pretty interesting, honestly.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is, right? I mean, definitely.
It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it. I mean, it's currently my main source of income right now. So
the the ADDT that you did kind of like reminds me of the stuff you made for BrickCon.
Yeah, a little bit. I
back.
actually some of the BrickCon models that I have, I just turned into sets.
Yeah.
I just turned them into custom instructions. The main models that I've been waiting for now is the Imperial dropship transport.
Right. Yeah. I feel like
I'm waiting.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the guy who ordered it to finish it because it's a big model and it's a lot of parts.
So you haven't built it. You did it online. You're waiting.
No, he's doing it, right. So when I get a model commissioned, someone commissions it to me, I wait for them to finish the model themselves and then send me it when it's done.
Oh, okay.
So that's where a lot of the images come from, right? Is like
some of the the real
yeah.
Life
So
images,
yeah, the real life images are from the person who commissioned the model. He sent me the images when it was finished, and then lets me know if like were there any problems with the build. Were any minifigs not been able to fit? Were there any color issues or bricklink order issues or anything like that? I've so far only had 2 actual issues occur for my models.
Yeah.
So one of the issues was, see if I can find it. Where's my ATXT? So this one had a slight issue. The connection to the legs was not strong enough, and it would keep toppling over. So he ended up sending me.
You can't really test the physics of it exactly.
That's one of the biggest problems I had. Is he would I had people asking me like, "Hey, could you build like a minifig scale AT-AT?" And I'm like, I mean, I could, but I can't promise you it'll stand. Like I could do it. Right. But I don't want you to pay, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for me to make a model for you that I can't guarantee is able to walk or even exist, right? So yeah, here's the fix that he managed to find. He added the tension connectors. There's like the bionicle socket tension connectors. So that increased the tension and made it stop falling over.
Bionicle for you, all right, coming through.
Yeah. So this model turned out really well. Another model that ended up having a problem was the ATMP that I made.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, I love the way you did the tubes and everything.
Yeah, the red.
Yeah.
Those are inverted lipstick pieces. Fun fact.
What?
Yeah, so there's a Lego lipstick that they use for the Friends line.
Oh,
It's dual molded, so the injection mold goes straight through the bottom section that's light gray and turns red on the other side, which creates the red. That's how it
right.
looks like that.
That's the
Yeah, it
kind of
was.
stuff that I think is insane that people can think about.
Yeah. So the issue with this model ended up being that this piece right here didn't come in this color, so I had to replace it.
That's the kind of
And
thinking
then
that's the kind of thinking that should get someone on Lego Masters. That's cool, man. I mean, wow. Um, yeah, you've been like seriously busy with that.
yeah, it's been most of my time, honestly. The most recent models that I finished was this one. This one I have like right next to me.
Yeah,
It was the
that's epic.
TTX 130.
Straight out of
And I went
Battlefront.
yeah, so I went for the Battlefront 2 EA version because I like the sleekness of this
Yeah,
design a
there's
lot.
some things that are nice about the EA version.
Some things. Bye, Marcus. Sorry, I'm in Twitch mode now. I have to be a Twitch mod sometimes, so
Bye,
I'm used to
Marcus. Yeah,
like
thanks for
shouting
tuning in. I'll be
shouting
going
people's
live
names out
later.
as they dip.
But I
So here's like
agree.
the
That's a
interior
good,
of
that's
this
a good
and
deal.
everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wow.
And then
Rebrickable,
my
man.
actual images.
I mean, Rebrickable is. I don't know. Maybe I've just been out of the loop, but they're semi-recent. Like they haven't been around as long as Bricklink, right? Or has they pretty much been around for a while?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know how long they've been here.
Cause like, I mean, maybe it was a thing, but when we were doing BrickCon and it was like a whole deal of like using Bricklink, which was just nuts, dude. I remember it still like being
We spent a lot of money.
It was a lot harder to navigate than it is now. Now
It's much easier now.
yeah,
I'm a huge fan of how it works now, honestly.
yeah, you can like view a storefront and it like makes it a little simpler. It was like really tough to find all the stuff that we needed back then.
Yeah.
Even then, it was like there's only so many times you can go to the Lego store and fill one of those cups with like the same pieces they just have all year round.
Yeah, that's why I stopped you doing that. It was not worth it
Eventually,
anymore. It's so
eventually it's
expensive.
like there's a wall
Yeah.
of maybe 30 types of bricks you can get, maybe 40, right? And like it was super fun for a while, like especially when like we needed just a lot of green, you know. But then it was
Yeah,
eventually
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like those ice cream cone pieces that we used were great, like the as smoke, as like firing smoke, you know. But it's like you're not gonna find that at a Lego store. At least I don't think that's what we had to get those on Bricklink.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
No worries. Let me reset this Discord. Where did the pop up go?
I can show you some of my studio stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Cillian, yeah, that's great. Thanks for subscribing. That's great. Yeah, bring it down the rabbit hole and buy some Bionicle again. That's like a big thing. Is like a lot of people messaging me that like are back into my channel are like, dude, like it's been so long, and like either they sold their old ones or their parents gave them away or something, or they lost them, so now they're like rebuying Bionicle. It's like because it's the 20th anniversary and the whole Lego 90th anniversary idea thing, like the was going around. It's like I'm sure like it's kind of just all around the whole like sphere, people are just buying Bionicle again. Like
Yeah.
all these online sellers, like prices are literally just going up like weekly. It's
Yeah,
so
that's
crazy
wild.
how that happens.
So here's the main program that I use.
All right, yeah, let's check it out because I'm always
Lego
curious.
Lego Studio.
When did this come out? Because I remember Lego
Studio?
always had their sort of like
Yeah, Lego Digital Designer. I
yeah,
stopped using
digital
it.
designer, but this is better.
It's so much better. Oh my god. The amount of parts you can use and the fact that it auto connects to Bricklink, it'll tell you like model weight, model price, model type,
Oh really?
like a bunch of information that originally wasn't there. It's pretty great, honestly.
Wow, I had no idea.
I can show you some of the other stuff that I've been working on. Hold on. Studio Docs.
Is Lego fine with whoever created the studio? Like they're like, you know.
Well, they bought Bricklink.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Yeah,
Lego
they straight up bought
Bricklink?
Bricklink. Yeah.
Wait, how the?
What do you mean how? If
Well, like-
Bricklink's a company, they bought them.
But how does it make any sense? Lego is making money off of people making money reselling Lego?
Yes,
That's just like the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
it is. I mean, there were some positives about it, and there was some negatives. One of
Yeah.
the negatives being that there were all the IP related custom designs were removed
Right.
from Bricklink
Oh
completely.
man, that's not great. That was like
So, like,
one
if you have a
huge thing.
Star Wars model on Bricklink, it's not available for purchase anymore.
Oh my god, that's definitely
Because
not good.
Lego owns that IP, and they're like, you can't do that.
Hmm.
So here's another model that like I'm slowly getting the parts for. Hold on while this
I guess a
renders.
good thing is like Lego could. Wow, that looks insane.
Thanks.
Oh my god, it's like
It's the new Old Republic that
yeah,
Star Wars started doing.
started doing. That's something you would think Lego would pick up on and make.
They've barely released anything.
Yeah, because they've been running out of
The
ideas.
comics, yeah, the comics for the High Republic just started, and they're not super well liked because people like the Old Republic more.
Mm.
Because the Old Republic was older, and this is like
Yeah.
200
Well,
years
they're
before.
not really calling it Old Republic. Isn't like High Republic? That's what they're
Yeah, it's High.
calling it.
They're calling it High Republic because it's the like heyday of
Like Jedi
the
Order.
Republic.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So this is the Jedi Vector that I ended up making. Um, it's a good. It ended up working out.
yeah. Yeah,
Complicated
that looks
model, very
awesome.
complicated model.
Yeah, like super complicated. Oh my god.
Because I wanted brick built wings, unlike others. Other designs had plate built wings, and I wanted it to be brick built.
Yeah,
Plus, a
that's
lot of the
pretty
other
hard to
people's
find.
models.
Do they really
Um,
make a lot of brick built wings in general?
Lego doesn't, but a
No.
lot of mock designers do because it looks better.
It looks better, I guess. Like for
It looks much
playability,
better.
like I guess for playability purposes, it would probably just
Well,
fall apart.
less play and more of the fact that with brick built wings, you can get much smoother designs.
Right.
It's harder to make and harder to attach than plate, but it removes all of the studs, right? So it looks better. It looks more professional.
Yeah, I mean that
So,
definitely looks better.
Lego builders, the super good ones, like to make sure not to show as little studs as possible. So you're like, oh, is that Lego? And then you look super closely, and you're like, oh wait, that is Lego.
Yeah. I mean that's like the kind of stuff that I think's like they need to do more of. I mean they do some of them, like the designer ones and some of the stuff that they've been releasing in
I mean, they try their best, but like, it's so expensive to
exactly.
do the designs that like Lego builders do themselves
Right.
instead of what the Lego model designers do. Um, because like yeah, you could have a stunning TIE fighter, right, that is perfectly smooth and no imperfections, and then you look at the price tag and it's like $300. You're like, okay, but that's the same size as Lego's version, but the difference is it's just smooth, right?
Tough.
So it's hard to have that balance of like it both looks good but also isn't too complicated and also isn't too expensive.
Right. I just built this Lego bookshelf.
Nice.
Not. I mean, I'm
Looks
doing it off the
looks good.
description.
Looks good to me. Um, let's see what else. Um, here's the ATDT you were talking about.
Yeah, that reminds me of our old BrickCon like creations that
Yeah.
you worked on.
I mean, I made this like years ago. I just ended up taking it into studio, redesigning it, and then uploading it and testing it.
Yeah, I feel like I saw it when you took it to BrickCon. You were posting about
I
it.
don't think I had it in BrickCon, but I did have it on my files. I like showed some people it, and they're like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, I hope to make it someday." And now I actually have the time and
I mean, no
kind of the
doubt.
money.
If BrickCon happens again this year, I'm definitely going. There's no
Oh,
question.
I'm for sure gonna go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try selling my models and
I
stuff.
feel
I'll
like
go as a
if people are vaccinated and they allow it to happen,
go as the seller.
then like it's gonna be bigger, like one of the biggest years. I feel like
Yeah.
because of that gap and like A lot of people are getting
Um,
back into Lego during quarantine because that's all they're doing. It's another
yeah.
thing people were pointing out. It's like, there's like it's not. I still call it Lego Kuso. I just have that.
Yeah.
But like it's Lego ideas or whatever. But there have been so many submissions that a lot are getting technically to the level where Lego usually says they'll decide to make a set, but they aren't because there's just too many to choose from now. People are, at home like working on them, like more than ever.
Yeah.
It's just gotten huge.
So here's the this is the one that I'm mostly waiting to be tested
Oh,
by
wow.
the guy. Yeah,
That looks epic.
it's super complicated, especially
Right.
the back. The back is the thing that took me a lot of time. So look at this.
Yeah, you can like zoom in.
hmm Super, super in depth.
So what's this one? This based off? Is this like a drop ship?
Yeah, it's an Imperial dropship from the Forces of Corruption video game
Okay.
that was on the Wii, I think, and like Xbox and a
Whoa.
couple of other things.
How come I never heard of this game?
It's kind of obscure, in all honesty. Um,
What type of game is it? I've never heard of it.
it's basically you're like playing as Darth Vader's apprentice.
So, but not Force Unleashed.
No, it's the Force Unleashed. It's the
Oh,
Force Unleashed video games.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? Did I say the wrong thing?
You said something else. Force something.
Oh well, you know what I mean.
I know what
Yeah,
Force
it's the
Unleashed
Force.
is.
Yeah, it's the Force Unleashed video
It's not
games.
that obscure. That's a game that honestly a lot of people are
I mean,
nostalgic for.
yeah. So for this one, the main thing that I wanted to include is like proper cockpits and stuff. So I could pop these guys off. Pop these guys
I mean,
off.
in Force Awakens, they literally call it
So
Star Killer Base.
yeah. So here's the cockpit on the inside, right?
Right.
And that's detail with like some joysticks for the stormtroopers to stand in the front.
That's cool. You can just move the cockpits off for a second to get that like view.
Yeah. And then here's a door, right? And this door like actually hinges open.
Wow, it's super easy. You just plucked it out.
In the program I can pluck it out, but if you were to build it, properly, it hinges on this joint right here, and it's able to open like all the way open. So like the minifigs would be able to go through that door,
Yeah, I mean that's a really cool program. Honestly, I feel like it takes from a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
great.
it takes from a lot of just other engineering programs that are out there.
So like for example, I can take this whole section off like that. You can see the inside better.
Yeah. What do you think like actual Lego designers use stuff like this?
I think actual Lego designers probably do this all in person by hand.
Really, they don't.
They
I feel
probably
like
have all of the bricks available, and then when the model is done, someone has to put it in digitally and then turn it into instructions.
wow, that'd be
Or I mean, that's how I think they do it. I don't know for sure because like I don't think I've met like a proper Lego designer yet.
I feel like
I've met
at BrickCon.
at BrickCon most of the ones were either like Lego representatives,
Yeah, or like the CEO
like
guy. That's
yeah, Lego enthusiasts, people that worked at the Lego store. Um,
How come you were
or
never
there
allowed
was,
to work at the Lego store?
huh?
How come they never let you work at the Lego store?
I don't know, man. I applied multiple times.
That's just like the strangest thing I've ever heard. Like,
It was, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I felt like I was the perfect candidate, but oh well, no biggie. I'll keep working on this. I don't care.
do it again. Fly again.
Do it again. Yeah. Apply again. Can do.
I mean, it's different. Like, I feel
Um,
like when we were younger, it was different. But now, like, going over to Bellevue is not that crazy. And there's also one like up in Alderwood. Is there not?
I think so. Alderwood's the first one I applied for.
Oh yeah.
Here's the underside. Not as pretty. Is definitely the best side is the front. The front looks the nicest.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I feel like to work on the undercarriage, and at least like make it look.
Yeah, most people do brick built under. They do like fully brick built sideways building.
Right.
But I didn't do that because that makes it really easy to break on accident. So one of the downsides I feel with a lot of the really well-made models is they tend to be more fragile because they're so well designed, right? Like they're so intricate that it's super easy to break them on accident. So I try to do like a good medium, a good in between of like it looks nice, but it should also be like really stable.
Right.
Because I don't like it when like people's models are like, oh, it's so accurate, but if I breathe on it, it'll immediately fall apart. I don't think that's good design, you know.
No, yeah.
What else can I open?
That's pretty epic though, right there. I mean, that's the last two ones you pulled up are pretty insane looking. When do you like decide to like publish them online at all?
For the ones that get commissioned, I publish them once the person tests them, right? So when they finish building it, they send me the images. I say the images are good. They tell me that the build is good. Then I publish them. For my own models, I want to test them first. So the ones that I was able to publish immediately were the ones that I've already personally made first and then turned into instructions later. And now the ones that I'm currently working with, I made into models 3D first, instructions second, and then tested them later, and then uploaded them.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Here's another one that I'm waiting for to be tested.
Oh wow, I like the coloring in that one.
It's from the Clone Wars,
Yeah,
the Clone Wars video
it
game.
does look very Clone Wars.
Um, very big model, very big model. So this whole piece right here pops off. This piece pops off. This piece is able to pop off, and then you can see like the whole inside. So here's like the cockpit with all of the, the pads and the terminals and all that. And here's the two places to clip the guns. Then the walkway, and then this is where the clones would be, right? Then there's a gun rack for all their weapons. And then this door, can I click it? Will it let me rotate? No? I can just remove this, right? I guess that works. So this whole thing is on a hinge, right? So there's like a piece here and a piece here, and so this can open properly, and then this can also like close inwards. So in the actual game, this is transported by Republic gunships.
Okay.
So when it's transported by Republic gunships, these flaps out here actually fold inwards inside this like hole here, and I tested to make sure that those fit in.
Yoshi dude, hey, how's it going? Thanks for making it.
This whole section just pops off. Yep.
Oh, okay. So you can like, it looks like you can take it apart, kind of.
Kind of. I mean, the main reason that I have this section the way it is so that you can easily just take off the top and get access to the inside.
Right.
Lego does that a lot in their models, so I wanted to copy that as well. And this like opening, this closing. Here's the engine details, which sucked.
Really? Do you think that sucks? I think it looks fine.
I mean, it's not that they don't look good, it's more that it was just hard to make it look accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate and have like, I had to fill all this space, so I had to both fill the space but not make it look too empty.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this too, right? Like I didn't know what this looked like on the inside, so I just had to make it up as I go. Fun fact, this whole inside is empty. All of that is empty. So in theory, if like someone were to buy this from me, right, when the product is actually finished, they could just completely change that section and just add more transport space. Because in the models that I saw, this is where the end was. So right in there, it's like there's nothing in there.
Oh, man.
Probably what should be in there is like, oop. I pressed shift on accident.
What should be in there is like more of like
Engine space. Yeah, it should be like engine details and engineering or something, but I didn't see a door that led there, so I didn't make it. And I can show you the Imperial submarine as well. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, that's where I screwed up.
I. Imperial submarine. Here we go. So here's the Imperial submarine that I made.
Oh wow, yeah, that one's epic. Oh wow.
So here's like the back door that would be openable, and there's the front door. That's the like same back door, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't get pieces to make the cockpit look like a cockpit, so I ended up just making it brick built because I felt that was easier. So the inside is like super detailed,
So it's like
right? All these panels and controls and
wow.
sonar and stuff.
Yeah, that's super detailed.
And then this whole thing, where is it? There it is. So this whole thing opens. See? Now you can get the whole inside.
That's awesome. That's like really nice on the inside.
Thank you. It was a fun model to make, honestly.
Totally.
Um, yeah. I mean, that's most of what I got going on. If anyone's got any questions that I can answer.
Yeah, I don't know who has any questions. Bioscross says nice interior.
Thank you.
Right. I agree.
It was hard to decide what to put in there.
Do you take inspiration or you just kind of decide?
Oh yeah, I watched tons of Lego builders and take inspiration from them. For a lot of my mech building, it's mostly from Chubby Bots. He's amazing builder. I love his work.
Chubby bots.
Chubby Bots, yeah, I'd recommend taking a look at him if you ever get the chance. Um,
That's a funny name.
he recently got a Reddit, and I posted some of my work in there, and he's like, "Yo, man, that's like super good stuff. You should look at like this builder. He should help you like improve, you know."
Right.
A lot of my paneling and a lot of my like general brick designing, I take a lot of inspiration from like Rebel Builder.
Does
He
he make
likes to
Star
do,
Wars?
yeah, he's a Star Wars builder. Um, a lot of his work tends to be like a good mixture of like showing studs, but not completely removing studs.
Right.
Right? Is like he's got a good blend of like you can see that it's still Lego, but you also, from a distance, the studs will kind of like disappear. You know?
That
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, I like his work a lot. TJ Brickworks, that's another up and coming Lego guy.
Yeah, I feel like I know that guy.
Yeah, he's a good one. Um,
Are most of these people on like Rebrickable or do they also have YouTube, Instagram?
um, Chubby Bots has a YouTube. I don't know if he has an Instagram. TJ's Lego Room, he has a Rebrickable and a YouTube. Rebel Builder, I think, just has a YouTube. I don't think he sells his instructions.
No.
Unless I'm wrong. Like, I could be wrong. Um, I could show some non-Star Wars stuff. I should probably, show some other
Do
things.
you have any Bionicle?
No, I don't build any Bionicle because no one's
Oh no,
no one's ordered any,
yeah,
right?
no, yeah. Is that also? Could you do that on this or this designer? Is that do they not have those kind of pieces really?
No, they have all the pieces.
But like they would they have like obscure masks and stuff and like
Yeah, yeah, it's on there.
literally everything?
Yeah, it's all categorized and
I'm
labeled.
surprised I haven't seen more like Technic builders using this. It's mostly Lego.
I mean the Bionicle image render that you posted on my Discord that was made on this program.
I think some people. Seth said, "My man made it." Yeah, he's here today.
Yeah, I made it this time.
DXL says, "Unless I've missed it, how long have you been at this?"
I mean, generally I've been doing Lego for 23 years. If you include the more selling my models
I guess
and
yeah.
trying to make a business out of it,
using this program,
like 4 months.
yeah. So like since like November, December, right?
Yeah, November, December is when it started to really pop off.
Because I remember last time I would talk with you in person, you were like using Etsy mostly. Like Etsy was mostly what you were doing.
Etsy was what I was focusing on because that's when I started working on my streamers, on the streamer models that I was working on. Um, I have some other like random stuff. I have some other streamers. Here's two streamers that I ended up making.
Are they naked?
No, they're in green suits. They're in morph suits.
Oh, morph suits. Okay, is that what they do? Is that their thing?
Yeah, they have a green
Yeah.
screen on them the whole time. They opened I sent these to them and they opened it on stream.
Okay. Seth says, Zach, you're super quiet. Here, I fixed my mic. Let's see. Maybe this will work. Yoshi Dude says, building my chocobo in real life using Studio. What's chocobo?
A chocobo is a it's like a big chicken that you ride from the Final Fantasy games.
Oh, see, yeah, this is where Yoni would come in and be more knowledgeable on some of this stuff that I have. They'll make like a lot of my fans and listeners are like anime. Like I think we went on to a whole tangent on anime like 2 weeks ago. It was like it became just anime talk for a little bit.
Here's that like weird model that I made.
Oh yeah,
This one was fun.
What is that? It's a video game too, right? No.
Nope. It was just I was just looking through Reddit and some dude made this art piece. It was like a picture that he drew. And I messaged him like, "Hey, do you mind if I make this out of Lego?" And he's like, "Dude, go for it." And then I built this for fun.
For some
and, like,
reason, it reminds me of like Siren Head. You should make a Siren Head.
A siren head? I probably could. It wouldn't be too hard.
You should do like just a creepypasta Legos.
A creepypasta Lego? Maybe.
Do you ever think you're gonna post any of these on like Lego Ideas at all? Like, or just
Lego Ideas doesn't take anything that's IP related.
So they wouldn't take any of the
So
stuff.
all the Star Wars ones are
but
automatically a no.
I've seen like Lord of the Rings Lego Ideas and
Yeah, people will post it, but they're never gonna win.
yeah, but maybe you should just post. I mean, I don't know. I feel like
Maybe.
you could. I feel like there are people on there that will message the designers and be like, "Do you also have a rebrickable? I want this, regardless of if Lego picks it up or not." You know, it's like less than 2% chance that Lego will, anyways.
That's true. I might look into it.
Because you also just like you have a huge portfolio that you could like pump out every couple weeks or so, like of a couple of things.
Yeah, I've been trying to make it bigger though. That's the main thing. I have like a bunch of obscure Star Wars vehicles in my backlog.
Right, right.
I just haven't gotten around to them because I've been busy with other stuff, you know.
No doubt.
Mostly the Etsy stuff has been taking up a lot of time.
I do think though it wouldn't be a bad idea, you know.
Yeah, I might give it a shot at some point.
Whichever ones you think are like biggest that would get some hits or attention at all.
I have like a couple of like completely custom stuff too. Let me find one.
So like IP related stuff though, like how? Because I'm pretty sure like the there was like a Ghostbusters thing that was done through Lego Ideas, but that's an IP. But then Lego did it. Did they literally?
Yeah, but it's so they will accept some IPs, but the IP has to be something they don't already own.
Right.
So it ended up working out for the Ghostbusters because they didn't properly have that IP, and then they got it, and then it worked out. Or like Winnie the Pooh was another one they just did, right?
Yeah.
That's another IP that like wasn't an IP they already had.
So that's interesting. And then so do the creators like do they have any sort of commission at all, or is it just they got featured, you know, in like Lego?
Like, do they make money off of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
For every set sold, they make a percentage.
So like that lunar landing or that like the bonsai tree that they recently did.
I mean, the guy that does the most is J.K. Brickworks. He's the one who's already had 3 of his builds.
I mean, that must be decent. Like you probably get a decent amount of money from that.
I mean, go check out his YouTube channel. He's an amazing builder. Oh my god, I wish I could be as good as him. I have some video game ones. Hold on.
Lego Masters.
Dude, I don't know. He might be though. Here's a this is from a video game that I've been playing with streamers a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's spooky. It's a spooky game.
What game is that?
It's called GTFO.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a 4-player horror shooter when you're like sent into some sort of like science lab, and basically there are these like monsters that every time you move nearby them, they'll like
Oh,
slowly
yeah,
activate.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've played this game,
And
GTFO. I played this game.
yep. So we I've been playing it a lot. And so someone was like, "Yo, you should try making a GTFO sleeper." And so I ended up making 3. I made a sleeper, a scout, and a mother. Where's my scout?
So amongst some streamers, you're kind of like the Lego guy, and they'll be like, "Yo, here's an
Yeah.
idea." That's pretty
Yep.
great.
So here's one. Here's the scout.
Oh my god. I mean, that's pretty cool. Look at those. Those are Kalma's squid tentacles for the Baraki, Bionicle
Sadly,
Baraki.
this piece does not exist in dark red. So
Oh, it exists
if
in regular red, no?
I maybe
Yeah, it does.
no, it exists in black, green, lime, orange, and yellow.
But they had a red one with Kalma, did they? Or maybe it was black. Maybe his were
I
black.
think it was black. Yeah, and the black one is $10. So
Oh my god, yeah, it goes to show you.
yeah, these were built as more of like for fun and less for like a product, right?
Right.
And then the other one was Mother. Let's see if I can find her. This
Oh
one's pretty
yeah.
gross. I'll tell
Kalmas
you
were
that
in
now.
orange. They were orange tentacles. So you'd have to get orange and like spray paint it or something.
So this is Mother.
Whoa.
I was recommended that I should make babies with it, but I think that'd be a little extra.
It may be, I don't know.
They'd be this but tiny. And on all fours.
And that's already like a little tiny.
Yeah, it's already pretty small. Like to get it into this scale I think would be a challenge.
It's like you have to go through. I mean, it's like some probably like pieces will come to your head, but you probably still have to look through, portfolio of types of pieces.
Yeah, I'd usually try to look through of like what are the different options of like parts that I have available and like what works best and stuff. For some it's a lot easier, and for others it's like just trial and error of like, oh, does this work? Does that work? Just like have an image of like all of them available. I did that with the IGT. The IGT, it was like the big issue with it was I didn't know what the cockpit should be. Right? Is like I ended up using these, and they're not a very common piece. I wanted this in
Oh
a
yeah.
different color. I wanted this in clear, but this piece doesn't exist in clear. So I had to make it light blue. I just didn't have a choice.
Oh man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, a translucent piece. You can't really do much about that then.
Yep. Because like I tried a bunch of different cockpit pieces. Same with the Jedi Vector. Is like I wanted something longer and skinnier, but
Right.
the X-wing cockpit was the only thing that really fit. Even though the studio says it doesn't fit, which is a lie. It does fit. I don't know why it says it doesn't fit, but it does fit, I promise.
Yeah, so then there you go. Maybe sometimes they don't get everything right, and it's like.
Yeah, there's weird errors because like it should show me where it doesn't fit, but
Right.
nowhere does it say that it doesn't fit. So I don't know why it says that, but that's a them problem and not a me problem.
There you go.
What else? This is one that I didn't post because it was like a special kind of thing.
2 teddy bears, Valentine's Day.
No, so it was for
Yeah,
two streamers ended up getting married.
Oh.
And so they asked me if I could do this for them. I ended up telling them like, oh, it'll cost this much and this much, and then they ended up like not getting back to me. But then they got engaged, and I was like, all right, I'll just do it for free, beat this in like an engagement present. So they super appreciated that.
That's nice.
It was cute. Yeah, it turned out well.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
No.
What else? What else is interesting? Here's another weird model.
Whoa, is that just like you made that yourself, or is it?
No, it's from the Knights of the Old Republic video game.
All
Um,
right.
it's one of the bosses. So the guy who's been commissioning me, he was like, "I'd like you to make this." I honestly, this is one of those ones where I'm like, I have no idea if this stands. I don't think it does.
Well, what are the joints made out of?
They're all ball joints. So there's a ball joint right there. This is a hinge joint. This is like a custom built joint that I used from Chubby Bots' design.
Is he gonna send you any proof if it stands up or not?
I mean, he'll send it to me at some point, but I already told him, like, as soon as he ordered it, I was like, I'm going to tell you now, it might not stand, and if it doesn't stand, just put, like, a clear base at the bottom.
Right.
Just, like, connect it to this pin or something.
Right, yeah.
Because, like, the way it's splayed out, right, it's so far out from the center of gravity. It's like, it's definitely just going to fall downwards, and the legs are going to splay outwards, and it's going to look really stupid, and... But it's what he wanted, so that's what I built him. And he wanted it to move, so that's what I did.
Yeah, yo, Leo just tuned in. He
Nice.
tuned in for a second. He thought that was pretty funny, but he's on Warzone, so he's busy.
Of course.
Of course.
My man hasn't hopped on the Valheim train yet.
Yeah, I don't even know. He likes what he likes. Where the heck is this? Oh my god.
Anyone got any questions?
I think we have
I feel like I'm just
here.
I feel I'm just rambling.
I think Biotube's still here. Urbiels is awesome. Might be here. Silly and Yoshi dude. Seth is still here. Yeah, go ahead and fire off if you guys have any questions or anything in the live chat. We have 8 concurrent viewers now. All right. We reached.
Nice.
It looks like we reached about 80 something at one point, but people like to tune in and out. What are you gonna do? The best
Yeah,
thing,
that's true.
It's interesting when I go live. I actually will end up gaining subscribers, and it must be because, like,
People
featured
watch
on
the
something.
VOD.
Yeah. I can only assume though. Subscribe
Make sure
Thrawns
to do that thing that I told you about.
What?
I'll bother you about it later. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, there is actually, in the description of this video, there is a rebrickable coupon code for people that want to use it.
Ooh, yeah. You can use that code, 20% off. 20% off anything from my rebrickable. And you can use that code. Is it in the description? Oh, you did put it in the description. Nice.
Yeah.
March 10th to March 13th.
But we'll keep doing it. We'll do it again and again. Oh, man. I've lost a couple pieces. Oh, why? What?
I hope not.
Yeah. I like been moving this from room to room because I like stream in here.
This is relaxing. Nice.
This is relaxing.
Like watching those, dude. Lego made like a ASMR Spotify playlist.
Lego did?
Yeah,
Like...
it's just the sound of Lego bricks as a playlist. It's like a 2-3 hour long ASMR playlist. It's really funny.
Oh my gosh. I should just do that. I should just take my Legos I just did, take them apart and just like put the microphone, not even talk, just put the mic up to me.
How long did it take to build the model that's on screen? This model was done over, I think, 3 days. I was spending maybe 6 hours a day to do it, because you have to keep in mind, like, I have to build the model, right, and then I have to do the instructions right after, and then I have to format the instructions. So it's a lot of work.
Oh, so you have to format it? Like,
oh yeah, so I'll show you what the instructions look like. Oh, there's too many things. I have too many things open.
Yeah, because that's so cool that there's a way to like export instructions. I was looking at someone else's rebrickable the other day and checking out how like you basically can export it, and it looks just like you know, like normal instructions, like
yeah. So I'll show you what those look like.
That you would expect like out of any Lego set.
So I go to page design. So this is like literally what the instructions look like as it loads. Yeah. It's like I'll just go to a random
I mean, yeah, it looks pretty much the same as any Lego.
Random page. Yeah, so this is basically how it looks like. So I have to do this. I have to do all of this manually.
Wait, what do you mean?
So I have to go into what's called step editor, right? And I have
Oh.
to declare what pieces get put on when, what gets turned into a sub-assembly, and where it gets, like, attached and stuff.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. I always thought it would just
Yeah,
kind of like.
it's not automated like how LDD does it. LDD makes it automated. But the problem with LDD is it's usually wrong, which is why I didn't like using it.
Like when it does the instructions or when
Yeah,
it
when it
has
makes the
pieces?
instructions automated, it's usually wrong.
Huh.
So I do it all by hand. Format, all the formatting's done by me, and then at the end, right, you have the, like, let me skip further down. Right, so it's like, oh, this is like different pieces. It shows you where the piece goes. It shows you like the different sub-assemblies and how it gets attached. And then if we go to the very end, while it loads... Oh, I didn't add one. I guess I'll show you that now. So, page after, insert, bill of materials. And now it'll show every single piece that's required to make this.
Oh wow. That's a lot.
It's a lot of pages. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a big model, so, you know.
Right.
Boy, that's a lot of parts.
What is like the biggest model so far that you've made?
Um, I want to say it's this one, but I could be wrong. I know what the top 3 are, so I can check all 3 of them and let you know which one. So it's between this one, and my MAAT. Where is that? MAAT.
That one looks technically the huge. Oh my god.
This,
That's
yeah,
awesome,
I think
though.
this, yeah, I think this one's the biggest one.
That's like very much Clone Wars. I feel like that would sell really well if Lego did that.
Let me check the model info. It'll tell me.
Like,
Yeah, 1,467 pieces. So this one
really,
is the biggest one.
people really like, you know, the gunships, like the Republic gunships and everything.
Yeah, it's a this is supposed to be a mix of an LAAT and an ARC 170. That's what it's supposed to be. It's used by the Empire, but a bunch of rebels stole them.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
And is that in a video game?
Yeah, this is also from The Force Unleashed.
Wow. I mean,
And then this whole thing. So these cockpits right here open, and there's like a detailed cockpit interior, right?
right.
These you can put people in,
Yeah. Oh my god. There you
and then
go,
this
dude.
whole thing opens.
I mean,
I'll just
honestly,
disconnect it, and
I
then that's the inside.
like I pretty much only buy pretty much like modular buildings and like creator and then like Star Wars ships. It's pretty much like the only type of Lego I'll buy. If that was like if that was online, I would buy that. How much can you check how much that would be like through Rebrickable or BrickLink right now, or have you not gone through?
Yeah, I
the
can check.
process? Let's see how much it costs to make this set right here.
$396.
What?
Yep.
That's really actually not terrible.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I sold the instructions for this one for I think they're $35. This is like the most expensive instructions that I have.
$396. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like not a bad. Like, I don't think that's like that terrible.
I mean,
Oh
it's
my God.
very dense. That's why it's so many parts. It's because
Oh,
like this
man.
whole section is like that. It's like a really weird design on how like all of this fits together.
Dang, if I had lots of money, I would buy and build that. $396. You should eventually just build it.
I mean, the person who commissioned it did, and I have images of his build.
Oh, yo, let's check that out.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
I want to see what it actually looks like.
I'll stop my stream and open that. Don't save any of this because it's already all manually saved. Don't save because it's already all manually saved.
That's at least like a cool thing is like you'll get to see some people that actually make whatever it is that you built. You know, it's like you don't
Yeah,
have to...
it's cool when like people build it and then I see it in, like someone's shelf.
Right, right. That is actually that's great.
There you go. So this is the rebrickable link.
Okay. I like how it renders the actual models.
Yeah, it has a render system built into the software. Here's it open. There's the cockpit. And then this is like from a mod because the images from the actual video game are not that great. So I had to find something else. And then the actual images, that's what it looks like. He made modifications to his. So he added
Whoa.
these because he felt it was weird that it had no guns on it, so he added these after, which I found kind of funny.
That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty epic.
It's very chunky. It's a very chunky build.
Oh, I recognize the table. This guy's bought stuff from you before.
Yes, he's the main person who asks for commissions. He's very nice. So yeah,
Wow.
very large, very
It looked like a real
heavy.
set.
Yeah, I mean, my only complaint about the way it was built is that it has less cargo space than an actual LAAT, and I don't know why. It just carries less people for some reason. It's just kind of how they designed it. But, oh well, who am I to judge?
Yeah, that's awesome. And what are those? You scroll down. It just has like other mocks. Those are just other.
Yeah, so these are
related.
similar designs by other people, and then these are my designs.
People really want that droid character or what the carrier or whatever.
The MTT, yeah.
Yeah, people want that version right there. People are like they really want Lego to make that.
Yeah, but the problem is it'd be really expensive.
Yeah, it looks really slick.
Like this model itself, it says 2,642 pieces, so let's see how much it costs.
Blaze Dazzled says, "I like the design." I think he's speaking about the gunship that you were showing.
Thank you. Yeah, so this model is $426.
I mean, people pay a lot more for models of a lot less, but I will say it's
true.
Kind of nuts. I mean, I think the gunship that for $400, it's not actually like. I mean, people buy like. I mean, I'm assuming that the originally released Republic gunship that I bought in like 2010 or 2009.
Oh yeah, it'll cost
the box,
roughly that much. It'll cost roughly that much money.
At least $500. Yeah.
Yeah, easy $500.
Yeah. So.
I think one of the reasons that this model of mine is so expensive is because some of this greebling that I did here is really expensive. Yeah, this piece is $20.
Greebling is really interesting. It's like they talk about it on Lego Masters, and then yet I've never really seen a lot of Lego sets use it because I'm sure...
The Lego sets that do use it are like the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
The UCS Star Destroyer has a lot of greebling in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this piece is also expensive. Maybe I should go back through this design and replace some of the expensive parts. That might be a good idea.
Just trade them out for like
something
ones.
less expensive. Yeah.
I mean,
decrease the cost.
Yeah, you can always do that, and like I'm sure it's a whole process, but you can like make it cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's usually worth it. I mean, sometimes I make models that like, oh, here's a cheaper version because the other version's too expensive, and I want to give you options of cheaper versions of stuff that I've designed, right?
Yeah, you know what I wish Lego brought back?
Yeah.
Exoforce.
Exoforce? I mean, it's kind of back through like the Monkey Kid and Ninjago. They have mechs.
The pseudo anime, but there were some that were really cool, dude.
True.
That looked really nice. They never did it again. The story never finished.
This model was really fun to make because it's so
Oh
tiny.
yeah, that is awesome. Lego Roan, hi, what's up? I like seeing like I love the like biotubers that watch my stuff, of course. Like that's mainly my thing. But like I like seeing also just Lego fans tune in as well. Because it's wider, you know, it's like still not as niche. It's like important to me. Yeah, that looks great.
I mean, the AFOL community is super big, so.
Umarok013 says Exoforce for life. Lego Run says,
Dude, Exoforce was
I kind of
dope.
didn't know you liked Star Wars. Really? I mean, I'd say out of all, Yoni and I have always really liked Star Wars. Yoni's whole thing is like the stuff that he creates.
I only make Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
I used to watch your old Bionicles years ago. Thanks, Lego Run. Yeah, I mean, in Lego Run, if you're into Lego Star Wars and stuff, this is basically what Thrawns Revenge does. You can follow him on Instagram if you guys have that. Or Rebrickable. I mean, this is awesome. This crab droid is nuts. Is that a canon thing?
Thanks. Yeah, the crab droid's canon.
Yeah.
There's two versions of it. There's the four-legged version from the Clone Wars, and then the six-legged version from Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, that looks great. Yeah.
So he ended up telling me build me a crab droid. He didn't specify which kind of crab droid, so I built both.
Did he take both?
Yeah, he took both. I mean, the XML, the PDFs and XMLs were all roughly the same. So.
Yeah. Right. Lego Run, will you ever review more classic reviews? Like of Bionicle? I mean, eventually, like I said, like all my collection's all up north in Seattle at home. So one day when I have the ability, I'm down to bring it down to California. But it's, you know, it's a whole process. As far as Lego goes, yeah, I want to do like small little reviews of these modular buildings that I just built. Just because, I mean, why not? It'll just be fun. But I want to make them quick, and I want to like make them at least so that they aren't like 20 minutes and it takes forever to make, because so many other people have already done that, and I would like to stand out in some way, and that's kind of the only way I would do it. Like, I like modular buildings right now. That's kind of what I'm into. I'm not totally aware of what Bionicle sets I haven't reviewed. Like, for those classic reviews, I kind of forget where I stopped and what I hadn't done. For some reason, I've always seen people write in, like, when are you going to do the Toamata? And I'm like, dude, did I never do those? I thought I did. Maybe I was, like, saving them for the end. So I guess I got to do that. But yeah, Lego Run. It's good to have you here. I'm glad people are, like, finding the channel again after all these years. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you should, on, like, Thrawns Terminal, just, like, live stream your building sometimes. Maybe people will tune in and watch how you do.
I hope I want to start like a Twitch. That's my main idea right now.
Apparently there aren't a whole lot of like Lego Twitchers. Like, people will play some video games with Lego and like, but like I think that definitely there's like room for that and people would tune in.
Yeah, definitely. What's the website? You can find me on Rebrickable at it's Thrawns Revenge. You can also find my Etsy store. It's TR Custom Bricks on Etsy.
Yeah, right here. The link is actually right here on this. Blaze Dazzles. Thanks for typing in. Lego Rowan says, by the way, on the subject of Lego Star Wars, I got the 501st Battle Pack yesterday.
Those were selling like hotcakes.
People just like the minifigs?
Yeah, but people have mostly been buying them just for the minifigs.
That's like, the battle packs were really all just for the minifigs. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when we went to like the AFOLC lug meetings, and we went to that one that was in the library near kind of like Northgate, like on Lake City, and we all like had a lunch break, and we went on a walk to like the nearest Rite Aid, and they had the Hoth battle pack on sale, and all these like grown-up adults are just scrambling to buy as many of them as they could. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That was like just so funny for me to witness. It's like, oh my god, I've never seen adults be this like crazy about Lego. They just want it for all the snow troopers, you know, like that. That was hilarious, dude. That's like one of my like memories that I loved when we were going to those things.
Thoughts on Lego Minecraft? Lego Minecraft's pretty dope.
Really?
I'm surprised it took them so long to actually do a Lego Minecraft.
Really? I thought they were doing Lego Minecraft for like 5-6 years ago.
Barely. It was barely a thing.
Like they had just one or two special sets. Now it's like
They had a special. They had like a single specialty set, and that was it.
So they do a whole bunch now, I guess.
Yeah.
That's interesting how that works. It's just like a video game IP, kind of similar to Lego, and then it's just like, I mean, it's huge, still bigger than ever. I have a server. Haven't played it.
Oh yeah, I have one too. I just haven't used it a lot. It's mostly been Valheim right now, so that's mostly what I've been playing. Just Valheim.
They released
Oh,
yearly specialty sets.
Yeah, so they were doing like the mini. They were like mini versions. I wonder if I can find them. OG Minecraft.
Because
Lego.
I remember before they even did any sets, we would go to BrickCon and people had their own.
Yeah, this is what it was. This was their first Minecraft Lego set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was this like weird thing that they did. Yeah, it was super unusual.
I guess.
But now they have proper Minecraft, and it took them a little while to get that IP actually.
Really? Well, they had to.
Because this was this was a test for them. They tested this first.
They still
and then because it did well,
they must have had to give Minecraft some of the proceeds or like.
Yeah, I mean it's Microsoft, so obviously.
That's nutty though. I didn't totally know that. I mean, I went to the Lego store the other day. I guess I didn't pay attention, but I probably could have seen a bunch of, like a whole Minecraft section.
Yeah.
It
wasn't ideas. It was pitched as an ideas first.
Oh.
And then it ended up doing so well that Microsoft was like, maybe this is worth it. And it was. People love it. And I don't blame them because it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Umarok, forget Bionicle and Hero Factory. The real construction team was Ben 10.
Ben 10. Oh, Lord.
No, Galador was the real construction.
Gross.
Galador all the way, dude.
Galador was something else.
I'm going to do a Galador channel. The main character's name was Nick Bluetooth.
They're going to do a Galador channel?
No,
hitting the real niche gamers.
Real niche Lego people love Galador, man.
Yeah.
No, dude. Oh my god. Did you ever watch like the show? Do you remember?
No. No, I never watched the show.
I forget.
I always found it really stupid.
I forget even like what it was on. Oh my gosh. Oh, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought.
Allegra? Yeah, that's not a great name. not super great.
That's my friend's girlfriend's name, actually.
Oof. Bad timing.
No, I don't care. It's funny anyways. What did I do here? What was I?
So yeah, anyone got any other questions or?
I mean,
discussion topics. I'll always talk about Star Wars. That's my go-to.
Yeah, it seems like Lego Run does like that. I actually, before, if anyone asks a question, so this whole like Monkey Kid thing, is Monkey Kid like loosely based on Dragon Ball? Because like I swear I read that somewhere.
No.
It's not like
so Monkey Kid is based off of the Monkey King,
which is like an anime.
It's Chinese folklore.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Have you not heard of the Legend of the Monkey King?
No.
Huh. Interesting. It's like a shape-shifting monkey with a staff, and his staff can go like infinite sizes and stuff. Did you like any of the new Star Wars movies? Yeah, the non-sequel ones.
Yeah.
So Solo and Rogue One and Mandalorian was pretty cool.
No, yeah, you love Rogue One. It's pretty great.
I love Rogue One. So good.
We'll see.
So good.
We're gonna get so much TV. It's gonna be nuts.
I mean, good on them.
That's like where they're gonna focus. Do Ahsoka, do all that stuff.
Yeah, supposedly a lot of people are very, very sure that they're going the alternate universe direction.
Yeah, and another thing is like what I'm really excited for is oh, what's it called? There's one show that the Sith Acolyte show. That's like the title they released.
Acolytes?
Yeah, the Acolyte. Think that's gonna be my show right there.
Maybe, I don't know.
All Sith before.
I doubt it. I mean,
before the High Republic is the idea.
It's a lot of the concept of why they're going alternate universe is because in waiting for Mandalorian season 3. Oh yeah, true. For those who haven't watched Mandalorian, prepare for some Mandalorian spoilers. But if you weren't aware, in the Mandalorian, Ahsoka shows up, right?
No, yeah, everyone knows that.
So one of the concepts is that the only way in the sequel trilogy that they were able to make Snoke clones is that they had Grogu, right? And Grogu was the reason they were able to make Sith clones using the midichlorians from Grogu's blood.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka died, right? So that's the concept.
Right.
But in The Mandalorian, that didn't happen. They didn't get Grogu. Grogu was captured by the Mandalorians, and Ahsoka didn't die. That's why everyone thinks that it's the alternate universe direction, because in Rebels we see the whole teleporter system. Yeah, the direction to different worlds, and Ezra saved Ahsoka from dying by the hands of Darth Vader.
Right.
So that's why everyone's thinking, oh, they have to go. They purposefully put that in just in case they wanted to go into alternate universe route, and they're totally gonna do it because of how badly the sequel trilogy went.
No, yeah, I don't doubt that actually.
Like no one wants to buy sequel Legos. It's why Lego just straight up stopped making them.
Isn't that nuts? Pretty nuts.
I mean, if no one buys them, it makes sense that Lego would stop making them as toys.
Right.
I think the new wave, there was like a single set that was for the new stuff, like the sequel trilogy. Yeah. And the wave after that has, I think, another only one thing for the sequel trilogy. So they're leaning off of sequel trilogy and going back to like they're either doing Clone Wars or the original trilogy, which is a good idea. Also Mandalorian, they're heavily doing Mandalorian
right, they
stuff.
have to. I mean, the only Mando set they've done is the Razor Crest, but like it's sold insanely well.
It did. I did not buy it.
You're waiting for a better version or something?
No, I bought the Trouble on Tatooine set, which just came with the Mandalorian, but with full Beskar instead of partial Beskar.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, and it's way cheaper. It's $30 instead of 120. The only other set that I'm interested in for the Mandalorian is Moff Gideon's Arquinins. They're making that as a set. It's going to be expensive, but I'm 100% going to buy it because it comes with Dark Troopers, and I am so going to buy myself some Dark Troopers.
I need Lego Dark Troopers and their Star Wars dubstep. That's what
I have like a custom Lego Dark Trooper, but I have like the Phase 3 version, not the Phase 1.5 that they had in the Mandalorian show.
That was a 1.5?
Yeah, so the way the Dark Trooper phases go for the original extended universe for Legends was it went Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. There was also a Phase 0 technically. So you remember those jetpack troopers from Battlefront, the original ones? They had like dark gray armor and had jetpacks, and their gun was like an electrocuting thing.
Yeah.
So that's Phase 0, where they basically took clones that were from the 501st and augmented them as like androids, and then put them in the Phase 0 like suits, trying to make them like cybernetically enhanced. They then decided, screw that, this is too much work, so they just made droids. Phase 1 had a stun baton and a shield. Phase 2 had jetpacks with massive chain guns, and then Phase 3 had like shoulder-mounted rocket launchers and like twin blasters built into their wrists.
Oh wow.
So basically, the version that they took was like a fusion of a Phase 1 and a Phase 2. They had the like skeletal structure of a Phase 1,
I didn't even know
but
that.
the jetpacks and weapon capabilities of a Phase 2.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, literally, like Jon Favreau has been pulling all just from, I guess, Legends.
It's all
still
just
call them
extended
EU.
universe stuff.
Yeah, EU
Yeah, it's all
stuff.
just EU, which is good. That's good.
Yeah, Lego Rowan says they also released one single prequel or sequel set.
Yeah, after the well, prequels aren't as popular as they used to be. They still try to make a couple of them. They like do
Yeah.
a couple of remasters every so often.
I mean, they do Clone Wars stuff, but I guess it's its own thing.
Let's see.
Doesn't count as
Lego.
Also, like the Lego Star Wars stuff that I've seen is coming out this year is not that great. I'm gonna be honest.
This current wave is bad.
Unfortunately, why?
This current wave is bad.
I almost have a theory that because of like the pandemic and everything, like they haven't been able to make as
First experience
big
with
of
Legos. My
sets.
first experience with Legos was Lego Duplo. I remember my first
course.
actual Lego set though.
Really?
I know the exact set. Yeah, I found it actually.
I remember I got a Lego set through like mailing in stubs from like an oatmeal box. I also just remember my parents got a lot of Lego from like yard sales, you know? That was a huge thing. It's like if my dad or my mom were driving by a yard sale and just saw Lego, they would just buy the tub and bring it home, you know?
Hold on, I need to find it again. It's called Uplink something.
One of my first Lego sets here, I actually sent a photo of it to my sister because I thought it was really funny. What was it? It was like Lego Adventures or something. Yeah, it was Lego Systems, like from like the Adventures line or whatever. It was this though. This is what it was. This set. The camera's not really focusing. This
Yeah,
set.
yeah, with the Indiana Jones looking guy.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
This was this first like Lego set I remember actually having. Pretty funny.
Okay,
But
hold on.
of course Bionicle did. Before I even got into Lego Stars and everything, you are the reason why I got into Bionicle. Because one day, like, my mom couldn't pick me up, so your mom picked us up. We got, like, Burger King and went to your house. We're, like, 5 or 6 years old. And, you pull out the Lego magazine and you
Johnny
had the,
Thunder.
Yeah,
That was his
Johnny
name.
Thunder. And then you had the Bionicle
Johnny
comic.
Thunder.
And I remember it's like comic 1 or comic number 2. And it was with Kopaka and Matoro. And you were like, yeah, it takes place on this island and the evil guys are like these rocks. But like, that's because, you know, they used, like, as the creation story, the allegory is like they used rocks, you know, to represent Makuta. But you were like, yeah, like they are these robots on this island that fight these rocks. That's what I remember that's what you told me. Pretty funny. Dude, at your old house, like, I remember that old house so well.
Cruiser. Yep, found it. Okay, there it is. So this, I'll screen share this. This was my first Lego set I ever got. Share screen, go live, go live. Okay, there you go.
Oh my god, I had that character.
So this was the first ever Lego set I got, and I remember it very well. And I actually still have this canopy somewhere in my Lego collection. I think it's with my printed pieces. Pretty sure. But yeah, this was my first Lego set. As for Star Wars, yeah, so like for prequel stuff, original trilogy, Mandalorian, original trilogy, prequel. These are not new. Original trilogy. It's mostly original trilogy stuff in the newest wave.
I wish the Vader castle was better because I think that would be a really cool set, but the one they made is not amazing.
I think it's all right.
I was gonna get it.
Or Baraki. Baraki, hands down.
Baraki probably for me too.
Yeah, Baraki, hands down.
That was a cool year, dude.
The Baraka were gross. Their faces were disgusting, and I didn't like putting them together.
Also, how can you not remember the yo Baraka?
Oh god, it was so cursed.
Dude, because they're gangsters. They gotta have their own rap anthem.
My first Lego set was an old 2005 black sticker police car. Huh.
Baraki currently on top of my shelf. Love them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Yeah, my
Baraki were
favorite
great.
one. My favorite ones was the brown one, and the blue one was really cool, and the black
Oh,
one was really cool.
Karpar, and then Takadox, who was like this praying mantis.
Yeah, the praying mantis one.
Yeah, and then Mantax was the black one. He was like basically
Yeah.
like a manta ray.
Yep,
But
they were all based off of like different.
But yeah, the Karpar was basically a crab, kind of. He had like this
Yeah, he was a big crab,
shell.
big dumb crab.
Although your favorite Bioticles of all time were the Vizorock.
Yeah, Vizorock were really
You
dope.
loved the Vizorock, dude. You got all
Yeah,
of
those
them.
things were dope.
You had like multiples. I remember that. Birch Books, here we go. This one you can't find anymore. I was able to find it online for not that bad. It was like $10-15 more than the original price.
I have some older sets. Nice. I don't have any old sets. I don't have like any collectors
do
items
have
for
one.
Lego.
I have the very first TIE Fighter Lego. But I remember I bought it in BrickCon in like 2010, the year before we went and like put our own creations. I remember I bought it for like $100 something, $120 or something, because it was originally like $20 set released in the 90s. And now it's like just going up in price, and I still have it sealed. I like never opened
Nice.
it. The first
That's
ever
dope.
TIE Fighter. So I'll just hold on to that for however long I want, you know.
I really want to get one of the OG monorails, but they're so expensive.
Yeah, you could always...
They're like $1,000,
And the
bro.
thing is like people are like, oh, but you could just like bricklink and make it your own. It's still just expensive, if not more
It's
expensive.
even bricklinking just the monorail parts. It's still at least $500.
It's like you might as well.
Because like the monorail is like a go-to thing for the AFOL community.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
to be a real AFOL, you gotta have a monorail.
because if you're building a Lego city or anything too, you know, you include
Yeah,
it.
those classic monorail parts.
That's nuts. That's something they should do.
A monorail?
You would think.
I mean, they've had monorails before, just never one like that ever again.
They did like the roller coaster recently, but
Yeah, because like those monorail pieces were like big, hunking plastic parts, and then the insides were there was like a monorail specific motor hub that you had to connect to the monorail like connection, and then there was like a front section and a back section that the motor was connected to.
I think I remember
It was
that.
very, very specially designed.
DXL the Poet 429 says the Lego 18 wheelers were what got me into Lego. And the Lego 18 wheelers.
Including the monorail. Did they have like the whole monorail? Like with the housing and everything? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Those monorails are dummy expensive.
Yeah.
One of the Lego YouTubers that I watch, Jang's Bricks, someone sent
yeah.
him all of his monorail parts. And the monorail. And it was nuts. He like almost broke down.
Yeah, no, James.
Which is fair, because that's like, you know, sentimental for people.
Totally.
How come when Lego was redesigning Bionic pieces to make them stronger, they accidentally made them weaker instead?
No, they did do that. It was weird.
Oh, was that back when they realized that when they switched plastics, the plastics was brittle?
Yeah, exactly.
That was also during the same time that they were switching from brown to dark brown and reddish brown.
Yeah, and it
And
worked
now
for
dark
Lego.
brown pieces are really well known to just snap into pieces.
Yeah, and
Like,
lime green.
not the pieces themselves, but the piece will snap.
No, yeah.
And, like, I've had actual dark brown pieces just break.
Yeah, and lime green too.
Lime green's much better. They fixed all of them now. They're not as bad. They have other issues now. Most of it being color quality is an issue, and printing quality is an issue.
Right.
So minifig printing is not as good as it used to be. Dark red has now less of a brittle issue and more of a quality control issue with coloring. So like your discrepancy between dark reds now is much more drastic than it used to be. Which a lot of people have complained about, you know, like Lego's been getting crap about it of like, hey, you're supposed to be the better, expensive, nicer option.
Right.
Please fix your product. Oh my god, it's 4:34 and I'm already tired. I got
Yeah,
4 hours of sleep. I'm upset.
no worries. I gotta take a quick break because I'm going live at 5 as well.
Okay. Are you
But
gonna end your stream then?
yeah, but yeah, guys. I mean, thanks for being here. If you guys want, follow Thrawns Revenge on Instagram and
Hell
check out
yeah.
his Rebrickable. We'll do another one
And
of these
Etsy.
soon. Honestly, the next time you make anything, a couple new things, we'll do it again. You know.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I plan to stream my two other model builds on Twitch at some point. So,
All right, hell yeah, dude.
yeah, a bunch of the Twitch streamers that I'm friends with, they're like, "Dude, you should do a Twitch stream." I'm like,
Thrawns Revenge on Instagram. Check it out.
yeah,
All right, brother. Well, thanks for coming on.
yeah, no problem.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. We'll keep doing it. Thanks
All
everyone
right,
for
I'll
viewing too.
I'll stay on the Discord call at least.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And if you're still on here, guys, I'll be going live with some biotubers in at 5 o'clock. So that's in 25 minutes or so. I'll be going live with a couple other guys on the Discord as well. So it won't be long till I'm going live again, Lego Rowan, and a couple of you guys. I figured I'd do like this Lego one with my buddy here, and yeah, it was a good time. All right. Until next time, until 5 o'clock. I'll see you guys next time on Lego Talk.
Peace out.
And